For the first time in EU history, one European Council summit has been split into two to give EU leaders that little bit more time to sort out their problems and divisions. Angela Mekel has hailed this Wednesday the 26th as the summit. But what do journalists think who've been watching the EU for years? EUobserver went face to face to find out.
Oh yes, I really feel that we will have to come back every month or every 2 months because it's such a crisis that it cannot be solved in one time. But I feel this summit will be very important on Wednesday. So I think that all the decisions that were not made in Maastricht 20 years ago are to be made. Which is the role of the European Central Bank? Should there be an economic governance? Should we spend the money of the others to help the bankrupt people of Europe? I think all these questions that stem back from 1991 should be solved in the coming months. Otherwise, euro will disappear.
I don't think it's the end of the euro. The euro cannot end. It's technically impossible, I guess, to come back to the previous currencies.
I think they will go on. The euro will go on and Greece will hang in there. But it's going to take more time. It's going to be years before this is over. And we're going to see lots of these summits coming up where we're going to have piecemeal development all the time. But in the end, I think Greece will survive inside the euro.
It's quite probable that we shall come back several times, but in a short term, Wednesday perhaps could be enough for some weeks or some months.
I think there will be, there will obviously be solutions on Wednesdays, those three that they've been talking about all the time, and we will know pretty much what they're going to be. I don't think that will be enough. I think we'll go on for another few weeks, and then again we'll meet at Christmas, or perhaps even earlier, and it's going to be the same merry-go-round again.
So I actually think that they will reach an agreement on Wednesday, but what I'm not sure if this is going to make a big impact on the whole picture of the crisis, because as we usually say, politics has one rhythm and markets has another rhythm, so I'm not sure if this agreement is going to convince the markets.
Today it was quite difficult to reach a solution because we know now that it's very difficult to make France and Germany agree on the crisis in Europe. Europe now is paying, the faults of the past because they couldn't, in the past they couldn't accept Greece as it was.
The Swedes are a bit pissed off that they're not following, that the other countries are not following the sort of experiments and the things that Sweden did back in the 90s, actually letting the banks pay, in a sense, making sure that banks pay and so on. And they might have a point, but on the other hand, Sweden is a completely different currency area that the euro as a whole, obviously. So I don't really think we're getting the true picture from the Swedish side.
It is clear that having so many meetings, so many summits for the past 2 years show the clear inability of the European leaders to solve the crisis. We are talking still about the same issues. Bank recapitalization, debt sustainability, those issues were not properly addressed for 2 years now. So we'll see on Wednesday. At the end of the day, it's a matter of solidarity, I think. It's a matter of do we want to be together in this story? And we've seen that a lot of ideas haven't worked. Now we see finally that they are trying to address the debt sustainability problem of Greece directly with a huge debt restructuring, and that they can guarantee in the future part of the emissions of bonds in countries like Spain or Italy. That sounds a bit more like it, right? But only the markets will tell if these 2 years of problems and struggling will come to an end finally.